president also called on the Senate to approve the SAVE Act. Supporters of that bill say it simply requires proof of citizenship before someone registers to vote. We know that voter ID itself polls very well in both parties. People across the board support the idea. Why did you vote against that?
I voted against it because it's a voter suppression tactic. It's a way to discourage people from being able to exercise their right to vote. When working people are struggling every day, juggling their daily lives, they want to be able and should be able to exercise their right to vote freely and fairly. And that means being able to go to the polls and vote as they are registered to vote. For married women in particular, the SAVE Act is something that would be very detrimental to women being able to exercise their right to vote. Many married women, if they have a married or maiden name and then they change their married name, if those two last names don't match up, they're going to need to be able to find their birth certificate in order to go to vote. A lot of Americans don't have passports, for example, and that's one of the modes of ID that they might be requiring people to be able to use as proof of citizenship. This is intended to just create more additional barriers and take away the rights of the states. The states are where election law is actually passed and implemented. The Trump administration, under the SAVE Act, wants to federalize or nationalize American elections to their benefit. And so for those reasons, I cannot support a voter suppression measure like the SAVE Act.
State law in Missouri requires me to show an ID to vote here. I never had to show one to vote in Illinois. If what you're saying is true, would we see then lower voter turnout in states that do require ID?
Well, I think that that's an additional barrier for folks if they are short on time and are doing everything they can just to go and vote. I think providing that ID might be something that would be of a barrier. But I think the most important thing is every state should have the ability to make their own rules and laws and govern state elections. That's what the state of Missouri does. The state of Illinois handles it differently. It's very clear that the law is that states have the opportunity to govern their own state elections.